What is going on, guys? There is a troubling situation brewing with some of these NFL players and head injuries. And I'm not talking about retired players. Well, retired players, but also it could be some current players, i.e., Antonio Brown. But here we're seeing a guy who has been out of the league for, I would say, about 6 years. LaRon McClain. He played at Alabama. Then he played in the NFL for, I believe, about 6 years, from 2007 to 2013. He played for a couple of different NFL teams. Now, this tweet is one in a series of tweets where he's speaking out about something mentally being wrong with him. Especially his head. We know the NFL is being hammered when it comes to head injuries, right? And something's going on with LaRon, and he is begging and he's crying out for help. Now, this is one of the tweets here. It says, I have to get my head checked. Playing fullback since high school, it takes too effing much to do anything. My brain is effing tired. NFL, I need some help with this. Dark times, and it's showing. Effing help me, please. They don't care. I had to get lawyers, man. You see reply here. The NFL has been trying to settle things with retired players as far as head injuries is concerned. Now, the interesting thing is that he's saying get lawyers, but he is also putting in this particular tweet that he's been playing fullback since high school. So we don't really know how many concussions he has dealt with, and not to, not to go in on LaRon or any other retired player who, and I'm not saying he sued it, but other players who have sued the NFL. A lot of these guys get concussions while they're in high school and in college. Because years ago, there was really no awareness as far as concussions like there is now. There wasn't the same protocol. These guys will go out there and they will get these concussions. They will go right back in the game. I've seen guys play after sustaining concussions the next week or the week after that. They're playing after getting multiple concussions. One guy comes to mind, Luke Kuechly. Luke Kuechly, he plays for the Carolina Panthers, okay? And he's had a couple of concussions. He cried while he was on the field. So we know that these guys want to play. They get on the field and they choose to continue to play even after sustaining these head injuries, man. When LaRon was playing, I don't think there was as much emphasis then as there is now. But something needs to be done. I do believe he does need to be helped. Now let's go to another tweet here, if I can, because this whole thing to me, it just shows you, what can happen, man, with these guys, man, and these head injuries that they sustain. Football is a very tough game. We all know this, and I would hope that the NFL can find some way to get. I believe they have a help hotline. It was on the other Twitter thread, but we're gonna get into this one. It says, need to tell my story of how my head is crazy and how football did it. Please, someone help me get this out. The NFL puts paperwork in our faces, and that's it. Yes, it's programs. F all that. I need help now. I need a plan. F, man, they don't effing get it, man. See, this is troubling, man. Y'all know I did a video previously about Delonte West, ex-NBA player who has mental issues and is basically homeless. He doesn't have anything after his career. He made $16 million, but he's dealing with mental issues. Well, LaRon is dealing with head injuries. Now, he may have a case of CTE. He knows that something is off. He knows something is wrong, and he's trying to get help. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that's what he needs. He needs help. And now I don't know what the NFL can really do at this particular time. You would hope that they can do more, but the NFL is going to do pretty much what they can do. Because again, a lot of these guys, they sustained a lot of these head injuries while they were in high school and in college, but still the NFL has gained more awareness. You see the thing with Antonio Brown, his helmet, the NFL has these new helmets that is about safety. So we know they've taken the necessary steps. But the thing with LeBron is that he's been playing fullback for a long time, and he sustained a lot of hits. And in that position, you're going to get a lot. It's a collision based position, like defensive line is, linebacker too. But a lot of linebackers are doing more covering now than hitting the line of scrimmage, squaring up with the offensive lineman. Fullbacks are just going smash. They're smashing into anything, D linemen, linebackers, and those accumulative, hits can take a toll. And I think this guy definitely needs help. And this is another tweet here. So I have to get my head checked. Playing fullback since high school. It takes two. Okay, I already read this one, but I think you get the gist. But yeah, let me go to the thread here real quick. So you got Larry Johnson, ex-NFL player who's spoken out against the NFL, says, DM me if you want the truth and real advice. I promise you're going to get whatever advice that saves them money and discredit you in the process. And that was from Larry Johnson, actually for a couple years was the best running back in the league, It's another verified account. All right. It says, hey, LeRon, I'm so sorry that you're hurting. Please know you're not alone. At Crisis Text Line is a great resource that's available 24/7. There are people who want to help, I promise. Let's see. Let's go through some of these tweets. See if I see any more verified. Okay, here's one. Log on to NFLPA player benefits page. You should be able to schedule medical appointments and see the full list of medical benefits you've accumulated with your accrued seasons. Let's see. Come on, man. He got a brain injury. He needs helpers to do stuff like that. Career earnings, 11 million. Surely can afford some help. See, this is the problem. Now I understand he's made money in his career, but what does that have to do with the fact this guy's head is messed up? I think the best thing that LeRon can do is get the right people around him. That's what he can do. But money doesn't help the fact that something mentally is wrong with you. That's why you have to get good people around you. You have to get people around you who are going to not only make sure they keep you on the right path, but they get you in a better mood and mindset, because that's what needs to happen in this particular situation. Let's see. I don't think that's the problem. The problem is that he's asking for help from an old employer that made him this way. Your Twitter handle is right. Who didn't know repeated hits to the head can cause brain injuries? High school and college didn't count. Can't make a call to your union. No personal insurance. Hey, brother, love to connect. I'm a former ex-pro NRL player and boxer from Australia. I've been working the CT and recovery path for about 3 years now. I live it every day too. Love to chat. See. Do the right thing at NFL Commish. Take the necessary steps to get these guys the care they deserve. They put their bodies and future on the line so the league can provide you with health care for life. I'm sorry for this. My heart is breaking for all the NFL players the game who played have been damaged by its violence. Can you get to UAB? I believe they would be the best bet in Alabama. NFLPA, please make sure this man gets the help he needs. Reach out to him immediately if you haven't already. Let me just say this. I know some people aren't going to like this, but I think the NFL has a lot of these programs in place. But what happens is when something like this happens, people tend to forget that. I have no doubt the NFL have programs in place. But it's up to LeBron and others to go towards that resource. I could be wrong. Y'all can let me know in the comment section. But LeBron has to seek the help out. For what I've known, LeBron, he was doing a podcast last year. I don't know if he's still doing. He was doing a podcast on an Alabama blog site, and I would just hope that he can get his life together, because this is head injuries are no joke, man. It can change your mood. It can change your thinking process. And it's good for him to have others around him who will go through the same thing, and they can all speak to each other. But it's also good when you got other people around you. But let me just say this, and I know people aren't going to like this. The NFL really isn't required to do much for these guys. They really aren't. They're doing it because of the lawsuits. They're doing it because these guys in the media are speaking out on all the concussions that have occurred. The head and, all the issues physically that these guys have been having. There's a lot of guys who did not save money. They did not invest money. They're out of money and they can't take care of themselves. And I'm not talking about players from the 60s and 70s. You got an ex-NFL player by the name of Jamal Lewis. Jamal Lewis made a lot of money in the NFL. He had a couple of houses, a bunch of cars. But now he wants to sue the NFL because, now he's broke and he can't afford to take care of his medical situation. So he wants to sue the NFL. He's had to sell off his houses. See, in that situation, I don't know if I could feel sorry for Jamal Lewis, because you flaunted and thrown your money around, but now you're looking for the NFL to steal after you've done all that to help you. In those situations, I don't know if I can sit there and say, man, y'all got to do something. But in the case of LeBron, because of the position that he played, it would be good in theory for them to help him. They have programs in place. So I think people are looking at these tweets and, they're getting emotional. But understand this, there are programs in place. I just hope that LeBron can get the right people around him. What's interesting, let's go to his bio. This is LeBron's bio. It says alpha male nation. So if LeBron is the alpha male that he sees himself as, I'm pretty sure he can get himself in a really good position to better himself. But we will see.